Good evening. It's 5:25, May 25th, Journal 59, T+53, which is exciting. Days keep clicking by. It's interesting. Lesley just earlier, when I turned around and told her I was going to start the blog, said, well, today was a pretty ordinary day. What are you going to write about? And I started thinking about that, and we've talked about the fact that it's the little things that are important. And it sounds kind of trite. It sounds a little cliche, um, but it is the little things that are important, especially when you've faced the threat of having them taken away from you. Especially when you've had time to think about, to ruminate um, about your own mortality. And when you're treated for something like a stem cell bone marrow transplant, there's a lot of it that at least seems hidden from you when you start your treatment. The doctors in general tend to be very circumspect about sharing information about the transplant, and more or less try and limit it to to information on a need to know basis. Um, and that's all well and good, but sometimes some of us need more than that. Um, so thinking about a blog and thinking about keeping the blog together and keeping it going, and fortunately for me, I've had enough feedback. I've had enough people email me and text me and message me on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or here on YouTube uh, to really feel compelled to keep it going. Today was a day like that. Um, Ryan and Stephanie and Audra, our son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter, actually were able to come out and see us today, which was really very special. And in the course of accompanying them to a lunch that I couldn't eat, you want to talk about discipline and self-control. Um, at a Mexican restaurant I've been dying to try since I first heard about it. Um, but I was good. Didn't have a chip. Didn't have anything in the salsa. And the food looked really amazing, by the way. It's one thing if it doesn't look very appetizing or edible, but it looked absolutely terrific. And the wait staff and the facility was just beautiful. It was operating theater clean. Um, after we ate lunch, we went back to the City of Hope because I don't go there often enough. So uh, Ryan's big brother from his fraternity days at the University of Arizona was giving platelets, designated donor for me, and I haven't seen Jeff in a long time, and we stopped by to keep him company for a little while the girls, Stephanie, Lesley, and Audra, went exploring the grounds at the City of Hope on the campus through the Rose Garden, the Sculpture Garden, different places I've talked about in the past that are really beautiful and calming and peaceful. And I don't know, I don't know whether it's appropriate to talk about, um, somebody telling you that the blog has had made a difference in their life, that it forced them to think about things that they weren't thinking about, and that they probably should have been. All of them fall into the category of the little things, the little things that are really important. And perhaps that's what the purpose of the blog is to remind people that those little things can be taken from you in an instant. And for the dark moments when you're contemplating um, what it would be like without those things, not being able to take advantage of those things, not being able to participate in those things, not be able to experience those things, um, or contemplate the world going on without you, um, which is an interesting concept, really, um, and forces you to think even more deeply about things like that. Um, you know, there are times when I find myself lapsing into long periods of um, silence because I'm locked in thought. I'm deep in thought about things like that. Um, but I guess I'll keep doing this as long, uh, unless or until it serves no useful purpose anymore. But as long as I keep getting positive feedback on it, um, I think I'll continue because I think it has merit. I think and if nothing else, it's therapy for me, I guess. Helping me to remember what's important. I don't ever want to lose that. I think a lot of times people are confronted with situations in their lives where they are life-changing events, and for a moment, a speck of time, um, people do change and they do reprioritize. Um, and I think we've all seen this. They slowly slip back into old patterns because old patterns are hard, really hard to break. And old habits die hard, as they say. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't think it serves any useful purpose. I think that we have a moral obligation to remember where we were, where we are, and where we have yet to be. And moral obligation to ourselves, a moral obligation to those around us. And I don't want to slip back into old habits and old patterns. Not that my old habits or patterns were that horrible or onerous, but I think that it's important to recognize what's important. And what's important are the people around us, the people who fill our lives and whose lives we fill. I want to say the people we love and the people who love us. So I guess that's a Memorial Day message of sorts. Uh, we owe so many so much, especially when it comes to our opportunity to live in this incredible country. And we need to remember the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice that they paid, um, because they'll never get to appreciate the little things again. And that makes it worthy of memorializing. That makes it worthy of remembering. Um, so on this Memorial Day weekend, I think that we should think about the little things, and we should think about the little things that so many have sacrificed, um, so that we could think about the little things. Stay well, take care. Hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, wherever you are. Um, you know where to find me if you need me. Okay, bye bye.